Hi, I'm Jeanette Lenoir, and I'm here speaking with the incredible Jay Roverd. He is the director and founder of the R&B Group, and it's a high-level social networking group that has been keeping it together and keeping connected during this whole COVID time. So today we're going to take a few minutes to learn all about Jay's trick. So Jay, thank you so much for joining me today. Can you tell us a little bit about the R&B Group that you founded?
Well, about 10 years ago, when the world sort of came to an end the first time with the crash in the markets, and I was getting calls and all people worried about loads of things, I started wandering around to local events. And after a few times, I was just very frustrated. They always had speakers who I didn't want to listen to. They always had promotions that I wasn't interested in. And nobody was doing any quality control at all. And I guess it's kind of like your mother tells you when you're young, if you want to do it right, you got to do it by yourself. And luckily, I was affiliated with a company that really helps out corporate people in transition. So I started going to these events, knew nothing about what a Six Sigma warrior was. And little by little, I started learning the ropes. And one day I walked in and there were a bunch of senior vice presidents present, and they were very depressed. And I realized they desperately needed to have gainfully employed people in the same room. And that's when we came up with the idea, why don't we invite 15 of the corporate people, 15 of the entrepreneurs I respected in the community, put them in a room with real food, not celery and carrots, real food, real booze, no speakers, and just get out of the way and let all these talented people be themselves and have a wonderful night. And 10 years later, we're still going strong. And we thank everybody who's been following us.
I've been really lucky to have been invited into this incredible group. Can you talk a little bit about the different folks that joined the R&B group and how they further connect with one another? And if there's anybody interested in joining this long-standing group, what can they do to get a ticket in to this exclusive online networking group, business networking group?
Well, in the beginning, it was some entrepreneurs I knew fairly well and trusted and respected. And then Connecticut used to have corporations. So we had quite a few people, whether it's GE, Pfizer, MasterCard, people were in transition and they had quality backgrounds and they were looking for other things. And I felt, why don't we put the two groups together that normally didn't interact in the networking format? And then we had an admission charge for the events, but we never charged dues. So at least we could separate ourselves by doing quality control. And from the time I was a young kid, even in the playground, I knew who to stay away from, even at age 7 or 8. And so that's been very helpful in helping to run this group effectively.
Where have you all met before this whole pandemic changed our lives forever? Where were you all meeting? And I know you're currently meeting online, but talk a little bit about where you were and where you're at now and what the future holds for R&B.
Well, there was a restaurant on the Merritt Parkway called the Red Barn in Westport, Connecticut. And I had been going there since I'd been in my early 30s, a charming place. On the wall, they had a replica of Lee Harvey Oswald's supposedly gun. So it had its own charm. And then a couple of years later, one of our guests actually brought a guitarist who, when he was 16 years old, was actually touring with somebody named Jimi Hendrix. So we brought him on. The whole thing was the charm, the ambiance, to at least let people relax quickly when they walked into the room, because no matter what people's accomplishments are, when they're walking into a strange, a new experience, they're a little nervous. And we wanted to make this room very comfortable so they could relax and get down to business of meeting quality people immediately.
Yeah. Now, and you guys are currently meeting on Zoom, and you really can't have any of that delicious food and nice drink that you used to offer. So what do you do now to keep it exciting?
Well, the whole key is getting exciting people and getting talented, nice people who want to share. You know, we're very, very wary of what's known as networking predators. It's
Mhm.
all about them. And most everybody, we all know that. But by running a private group and not charging dues, we're able to watch the crowd a little bit closer. And by running these events on Zoom, we have a larger audience. We can prospect all over the United States. And actually, at our last event, we had quite a few people from California who really enjoyed what we're doing.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and sharing a little bit about the R&B group. Is there anything I haven't asked that you'd like people to know about this business roundtable?
Well, you've done a very good job in covering the bases and making me feel very comfortable and explaining it the best way I can. Going forward, we just like to get more exposure because I think we are doing something unique. It's fun, and people are always smiling at our events, and we're going to have a lot of success stories going forward. So I feel very privileged that you took the time out to conduct this interview. Thank you so very much, and you made me feel very comfortable.
Oh, good. I'm so glad I enjoyed it too. All right, we'll end this right here. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jeanette Lenoir with E Pluribus America with another 5-minute culture exposure. This is our America.